Welcome to Heart of the Guardians, where real stories touch the deepest corners of the soul. Stories of love, loss, family, and redemption, told with raw emotion and truth. If you believe that pain can transform into strength, then this story is for you. It was a cold Thursday morning when my phone buzzed with a message I'll never forget. Mom, don't call or come over. We're done. I stared at the screen, frozen. My heart dropped. For a moment, I thought maybe she sent it to the wrong person. Maybe it was meant for someone else. But no, it was for me. I replied with 2 words that I thought would protect me from more pain. Got it. I turned off my phone and sat there, feeling the world go silent. My mom and I were never the picture-perfect family. My father left when I was 10, and after that, things between us changed. She became harder, colder. She started working double shifts to pay the bills, and I, being a teenager who didn't understand, felt abandoned. We used to be close once. She would braid my hair, cook my favorite soup, and tell me bedtime stories about a brave girl who could conquer anything. But those nights faded as bills piled up and exhaustion took over her life. By the time I was 18, our house wasn't a home anymore. It was a battlefield. The last fight we had was about money. She asked me to contribute after I got my first job. I told her I needed to save for my own place. She said, "You're just like your father, selfish." Those words cut deep. I shouted back, "At least I'm trying to build a life. You're stuck blaming everyone else for yours." Her eyes went cold. She didn't scream. She just walked away. That was 3 weeks before the text. When she said, "We're done," I took it literally. I didn't call. I didn't visit. I threw myself into work, trying to fill the hollow space inside me with noise and exhaustion. But no matter how hard I tried to forget, her voice echoed in my mind. Every night before I fell asleep, I remembered her face during that last argument, hurt, tired, broken. A month passed. Then 2. Life went on, but I was haunted by the silence between us. No texts, no calls, nothing. Until one evening, I got a call from an unknown number. "Is this Emily?" a voice asked. "Yes. This is Mercy Hospital. Your mother has been admitted." My heart stopped. I didn't even let the nurse finish. I grabbed my keys and ran out. When I arrived, the smell of antiseptic and fear filled the air. The nurse led me to a room where my mother lay, pale, frail, and hooked up to machines. She looked smaller than I remembered. Her hair had thinned, her lips cracked. I froze at the doorway, guilt flooding me. The nurse whispered, "She's been here for 2 days. Heart complications. We found your number on her emergency contact list." I swallowed hard. Can I talk to her?" "She's awake," the nurse said softly. When I walked in, her eyes slowly opened. For a moment, she didn't recognize me. Then a weak smile tugged at her lips. "Emily," she whispered. "Hey, Mom," I said, trying to smile through tears. "I'm here." She tried to sit up, but I stopped her. "Don't move, just rest." Her eyes filled with tears. "I didn't mean it," she said, her voice trembling. "That text, I didn't mean it." My chest tightened. "Then why did you send it?" She took a shaky breath. "Because I thought you didn't need me anymore. You were doing so well on your own, and I felt like a burden." Tears rolled down my face. "You were never a burden, Mom. I didn't know how to be there for you. I thought space would fix things." She reached for my hand, her skin cold and frail. "Space only grows when love goes quiet, Emily." And I let mine go silent. The next few days, I stayed by her side. I fed her soup, read to her, brushed her hair. It felt like those nights from my childhood, only now, the roles had reversed. We talked about everything we'd both been too stubborn to say. She told me how scared she was of losing me, how the pain of her own past made her build walls instead of bridges. And I told her how I'd always wanted to make her proud but felt like I could never reach her heart. We cried, we laughed, we healed. One evening, as the sun painted the room gold, she said something I'll never forget. You know, when your dad left, I promised myself I'd never need anyone again. But the truth is, I always needed you, Emily. I just didn't know how to say it. I held her hand tighter. Then don't stop saying it now. She smiled, weak but real. I love you. I love you too, Mom. A week later, she was discharged. I brought her home. The house looked the same, but everything felt different. We cooked together, watched old movies, and sometimes just sat in silence, appreciating that we were still here. Every good morning felt like a gift. Every good night, like a prayer answered. Then, one morning, I woke up and found her sitting in the kitchen, staring at her phone. Mom, I asked. She looked up with tears in her eyes. I was deleting old messages, and I found that one. The one she sent, don't call or come over. We're done. She showed it to me, her hand shaking. Can you ever forgive me for that? I took her phone gently and deleted the message. It never happened, I said. What matters is this moment. Right now. She smiled through her tears. You've grown up, Emily. And so have you, Mom. Months passed. Her health improved. Our bond grew stronger than ever. We started volunteering together at a local shelter, helping single mothers and their children. My mom said she wanted to give back, to help others avoid the silence that almost destroyed us. Every time I saw her laughing with the kids, I felt proud. She had found peace, not in perfection, but in forgiveness. One night, as we walked home from the shelter, she said quietly, you know what I realized? Family isn't about being perfect. It's about staying, even when it hurts. I smiled. You're right, and I'm staying, Mom. Always. A year later, I got another text from her. This time it said, thank you for never giving up on me. And I replied, got it. Forever. Life has a strange way of teaching us lessons. Sometimes, love doesn't roar, it whispers. Sometimes, got it, isn't the end of a story, but the beginning of forgiveness. So if you're watching this, and you're holding on to a message that broke your heart, remember, there's still time to reply with love. Because as long as someone's still breathing, the story isn't over.